What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be going over deep halves and really focusing on a cover two. So I'm going to switch scenes real fast here. So first, starting into cover two, after this I'll draw it out a little bit and explain it a little bit better that way. So cover two are where you have two deep halves, and deep halves are meant to play on the sidelines that's really their main focus. So for example, you've got temp two, you've got cover two sink. Let's see if we can find a cover two hard flat real fast. We're going to go into cover two. For anybody wondering, you can always go into concept, cover two, and you can really just practice against that. For example, cover two, hard flat right there. All different, but for now, we're really going to just focus on deep halves and what they do. So we're going to switch over to paint, and we're going to draw it out just a little bit. Now, keep in mind, this is Madden. This is not football. Madden and football play differently for the most part. There are some things that they do have correct about this. So very quickly, very simply, what is a deep half? A deep half, like I was talking about, you have hash mark, hash mark, hash mark, hash mark, then hash mark. This isn't to scale by any means, but then we're gonna switch over to blue. So now you have a deep half over here, a deep half over here. Like, now what is deep half? Deep half, like I was talking about earlier, are meant to protect the halves. The weak spot in deep halves is straight down the middle because they play from hash mark to sideline in Madden. This is not football, this is Madden. So they're to play from the hash mark to the sideline. Now, in game, I'm going to switch over real fast. In game, it's going to look a little different. In the hash marks, we've got a cover two. You can see they're playing outside the hash marks of where we're talking about. So to give you a better representation, anything from these hash marks over all the way to the sideline, the defender is responsible for. Same thing goes for this guy over here. He is responsible for everything on this side, very simply. So that's how you can work at cover two. This is how deep halves are going to play. Again, we were talking about going back over to paint. Again, we've got the deep halves playing the same exact thing. You've got the deep half, wrong app, I was on OBS. So you got the deep half playing everything over here for one deep half and everything over here for another. Now the tender spot, like I was talking about, is all through here. This is how you're going to just split a cover two. So you guys have to be aware, if you've got deep halves, you're going to have to watch this middle of the field, unless the only way you can prevent that is if you drop this yellow zone right here, or if you're able to, I'm pretty sure these verticals you can only put in like seam flats or other flats. But this mid read, if you were to drop him in to a middle third, that will help prevent this splittage from occurring. And so this is kind of how people are preventing a one-play touchdown against a cover two. For example, if we go into a trips formation and we were to put Julio Jones on a streak, and we're going to just pass lead it to the inside. We're going to go ahead and let him run. You can see, well, first off, I'm not going to be on that on that defender, but we're going to redo that real fast. You guys are going to see it's going to get open anyways. I'm going to hop off this guy, let the CPU take over. We're going to put Julio Jones on a streak, and then we're going to pass lead it to the inside. Now, the mid read will sometimes follow it depending on how you shade, but we're going to just focus on deep halves, and that is it for now. So we're going to watch. You can see, split the safety. Now, if we had a faster wide receiver, Julio Jones is just doing Julio Jones things. You see that the safeties, if we go into instant replay real fast, they're now playing the sidelines. They're actually playing out wide. They're not going to be playing in unless you shade them and tell them specifically to play to the inside. You notice this safety is now working to the outside. This safety, he notices that Julio Jones is coming in, and there's no route for him to guard on this side. Deep halves will not play this corner out, and they will not play any corner out that comes this direction. That's not their assignment. They don't have any match principle behind it. You'll notice that this safety, as soon as we let him get this corner out way, he's now dropping to the sidelines. He breaks, while this safety, on the other hand, sticks with Julio Jones. Now, if we were to be in a gun bunch, unfortunately, we don't have a good gun bunch in this play. Let's see if we've got like maybe a gun tight. We'll try gun tight real fast, see how it works. But if we were to go to gun type and let's just say streak Hooper should get open against this cover 2. We're going to go ahead and snap the ball. The vertical hooks, I forget, actually play that pretty darn good. But if you're to be in gun bunch and you get your opponent off guard with their shading and they shade incorrectly, that's going to be an easily one-play touchdown against cover 2. Again, when we're switching back to display, if I can get over to the right app this time, when we switch back, deep halves protect I don't remember, whatever these hash marks, there we go. They protect from hash marks and outside to the sideline. Let's just say the sideline is right here, sideline is right here. They're going to protect everything from hash mark from here over to that direction. Same thing, hash mark over to sidelines. So honestly, the best way that you can attack a cover 2 of any variety is split the safeties right down the middle. Again, we're talking about this tender spot right here. This is the weak spot in any kind of cover 2 of any sort, no matter what. If they shade to the inside, on the other hand, this is where it's going to be a little more advanced. When they shade to the inside, these safeties will start to play inside a little more aggressively, but not fully commit to this vertical down the middle. Again, I cannot emphasize this. They are to play the outside halves. Deep halves play the halves. They don't play inside the hash marks at all. So to prevent that, like I was talking about earlier, you would take this yellow zone, this mid-read right here, and I'm going to erase all this garbage. To prevent that, what we would do instead, I'm going to go back to light blue, and we're going to switch over to pencil. We would take this guy and put him into a middle third. Watch Sanu Sr. He should, for the most part, split the safeties. In order to help guarantee that, we're going to streak Julio Jones. Really pull that safety up a lot. I'm going to put these defensive linemen into contain. Snap the ball. You can see Julio Jones splits it. We've got that crosser. Amazingly, Luke Kuechly generally does not play that. But you can see him in mid-read is able to play that a little bit. But to prevent that 100%, show you guys right here. We're going to put Luke Kuechly into middle third. That's double tap RB, Y, up on the D-pad. That's how I like to do. You can go up on the left stick as well. Go ahead and audible into PA post shot. I'm gonna fade Hooper real fast just to pull that deep half up a little bit more. We're gonna drag Ridley. Sanu Sr. would be the way to split this cover 2 normally, but with Luke Kuechly dropping into middle third, you can see for the most part that is bag. Now we got a pretty lucky throw out there. If you put a DB in, they're gonna react a lot better. So with that being said, that's gonna take care of deep halves in Madden. This is not football. This is not the NFL. This is in college or Little League. This is just Madden and how the zones play. So with that being said, that's going to take care of this video. Next video, we're going to be breaking down a cover 3 and then outside thirds and inside thirds and what they primarily do. And then lastly, we're going to break down inside and outside quarters. I guess that's not going to be the last part. Then the final part of this, 4-part series, we're going to be going over how you can prevent certain popular plays like corner strike. Corner strike is a really tough play if you don't know how to stop it. We're going to be going over a few different meta plays to kind of end the year and help you guys get ready for Madden 20, because just as a heads up, you guys are going to love this news. Gun Bunch is still the meta. I know you guys are excited to hear that. Gun Bunch is still the meta. Any kind of tight formation is going to be popular yet again. So Gun Bunch still remains king. So with that being said, I hope this helps you out a little bit. If it did, be sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, this has been T Meister. See ya.